In this video, we are going to learn how to solve trigonometric equations if the domain is given in radians. So here I need to find the values of theta for these two questions from 0 radians up to 2 pi radians. In the previous two videos, we learned how to solve equations if the domain was given in degrees, but here the domain is given in radians. So to solve equations when the domain is in radians, the steps are going to be the same. My first step is to replace this theta by my reference angle, which is alpha. So this would become sine of alpha is equal to square root 3 divided by 2. Now I'll send sine to the other side. This would become alpha is equal to sine inverse of square root 3 divided by 2. Now I'll use the calculator to find this value of sine inverse square root 3 divided by 2. But whenever we are finding angles in radians, like over here I need the angles from 0 to 2 pi radians, I need to put my calculator in the radian mode. You can see that there's a small d over here which indicates that the calculator is in degree mode. So I need to change this into radian modes. So to change this into radian mode for this calculator, I'm going to press shift and then mode and then press 4 for radian mode. So 4, and now I have the radian mode. So now I'll find sine inverse of square root 3 divided by 2. So shift sine inverse and fraction square root 3 divided by 2. I get 1 upon 3 pi. But if the calculator was in degrees mode, I would have not gotten this value. I would have gotten another value. So this basic angle is 1 upon 3 pi. This is my reference angle. Now I'll draw my 4 quadrants. And this equation over here, sine theta, is giving me square root 3 divided by 2. This is a positive value over here. My 4 quadrants are A, S, T, C. So my sine function is positive in the first 2 quadrants. So I'll draw a line in the first 2 quadrants and then I'll draw my reference angle. The reference angle is always measured from the x-axis. So this is 1 upon 3 pi over here and 1 upon 3 pi here also. And since I'm measuring angles in radians, in my quadrants, I would also write angles in radians. So 0 radians over here and over here half pi radians, because 90 degrees is half pi. So I'll write half pi here, and over here 180 degrees is pi radians and 270 degrees is 3 upon 2 pi radians, and coming back here one complete cycle is 2 pi radians. So I'll measure my angles now. This is going to be my first value of theta, my first solution, and this is going to be my second value of theta, my second solution. The first value of theta, this green value, is equal to the reference angle. So my first value of theta is going to be 1 upon 3 pi, and my second value is going to be this red angle. So this is 1 upon 3 pi less than pi radians. So this is going to be pi minus 1 upon 3 pi. That is going to give me 2 upon 3 pi. So my second value is 2 upon 3 pi radians. This is my answer for this question. Let's look at the next equation which I need to solve, which is cosine theta is equal to 0. To solve this equation, since it's equal to 0, it's easier to use the graph over here. So I'll draw my graph of cosine function, which is like this. And this is 0 degrees over here, this is 90 degrees here, this is 180 degrees here, this is 270 degrees here, and over here this is 360 degrees. But since I'm measuring my angles in radians, instead of writing these values in degrees, I'll replace them with angles in radians. So this is 0 radians here, 90 degrees is half pi, 180 degrees is pi radians, 270 degrees is 3 upon 2 pi, and 360 degrees is 2 pi. This is theta here and y here. Now I need to see where is this cosine function at 0. And I can see that at these 2 points, it's at 0. So my values of theta for which this cosine function is giving me a 0 value are going to be half pi radians and 3 upon 2 pi radians. This is my answer.